Greetings, friends. This is Dr. Jonathan Ellerby, and we are doing another live 12 at 12. I know that we're still getting used to the YouTube platform, so if sometimes it seems like I'm not there, I'm there. It may be just that the video has already posted, and so it kind of looks like it's a recorded video. But every weekday at noon, there is a live video, a live recorded video, and I guess occasionally a live video that is posted at noon. So I'm working out the bugs. Today we are talking about the significance of less. And that's a big topic for a lot of us, and it's a big topic for our world. So before we dive into that, I'm going to set my clock here. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. So take a breath, get settled, close your eyes. And let's just do a little less for a moment here. With your eyes closed, feel yourself breathing in deeply. Hold the breath a moment and let it go. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel the muscles in your face soften and relax. No matter what's been going on this morning or what's going on for you right now, just connect with some stillness, silence, and spaciousness. And we're going to just take a moment to notice what it's like to be in a moment of less, just observing. And you can feel that when you think less, do less, try to be less, try to have less, in a weird way, what emerges is the feeling of more space, more freedom, more time. Keeping your eyes closed and just enjoying that quietness. And we have a very, very simple reading today from an American poet, John Greenleaf, 1892. And he writes, "Drop thy dews of quietness, till all our striving ceases. Take from our souls the strain and stress, and let our ordered lives confess the beauty of thy peace." So I'm going to read it again. It's okay if you want to open your eyes, but think about this. This is before the turn of the 19th century. And the word dew is like dewdrops, D-E-W. Drop thy dews of quietness till all our strivings cease. Take from our souls the strain and stress, and let our ordered lives confess the beauty of thy peace. And when you're ready, of course, open your eyes. I just think this is really a pretty cool reading. The thing that's so beautiful about it is that he is expressing that when we do less, want less, strive less, stress less, then it's not nothing that's happening. In fact, we finally open up enough to allow the grace and the beauty of life to be with us, to come to us, and to flow through us. Now, just think about that for a second. Doing less, being less, wanting less, having less, all that less actually allows for something else to be more. And isn't it weird that the thing that we can feel more of when we have less of all that other stuff is actually the very thing that we want more of when we're doing more of everything, right? So we want more things. We want the right things, right? So our home can be a shrine to our soul. That's a nice idea, but unless you have unlimited resources and the ability to be infinitely satisfied with stuff, that's not going to work. We want to have things that other people have. And true, other people may have great things, but jealousy is not like a great companion, nor is competition, nor is comparison. In fact, it's kind of the root of a lot of despair and shame and self-doubt. A lot of us are trying to do more, even good things, right? Do more yoga, do more meditation, do more reading, do more service, do more cleaning around the house, learning a new language, do. Forget all the obvious stuff of people wanting to, have more work and more travel and more all the things that we can't even do right now. And yes, we even try to be more. Be more kind, be more generous, be more centered, be more authentic, be more ourselves, be more happy, be more spiritual. And see, there's nothing wrong with any of these aspirations in the sense that if they come naturally, if they are what you have, if they uh, arise in harmony with what is, it's all good stuff. It's great. Who wouldn't want a better whatever, car, house, or something better for dinner? It's fine. The problem is our relationship to more. When more becomes the focal point, rather than what we think more is going to get us to. Now, notice that difference. Okay. We want this, and we think this is going to get us there. But instead of keeping our attention on this, we replace it with a fixation on this. This is the wanting, having, doing, being, and sadly, even the good stuff, even being more kind, if it replaces the true embodiment of peacefulness, lovingness, centeredness from which kindness naturally flows, then it just becomes a striving game that is easily filled with self-judgment and doubt and longing and lack. So I encourage you to take a look at the four things we typically want more, or more, four areas of life where we typically want more. Or you might say, consider four areas where you might cultivate less. And these four things are wanting less, having less, doing less, and being less. Now, I want to say, of course, I appreciate that some people out there may be in a moment of feeling really stuck. Maybe you're not doing much of anything at all. Okay, maybe you need to do a little more. But there's probably something you need to do less of, less judging, less worrying, right? The weird thing about a moment when we feel stuck or like we're not doing anything, check this out. Typically, what keeps us stuck and not doing anything is that we are actually internally experiencing the opposite. We're not experiencing stuckness internally. We're experiencing a total lack of inner control, a constant flow. But it's a flow that usually includes doubt, fear, worry, anxiety. And it might seem like we're not doing much on the outside, but internally we might be doing a lot, right? Taking those feelings that are flowing uncontrollably or without cessation, and then we're moving them into internal activities, right? Self-doubt, self-blame, obsessing with things that don't help us, like the news or like our neighbors. So to return to the basic principle today, we want to consider doing less, being less, having less, wanting less. Now, what does wanting less mean? Wanting less actually literally means to spend less of your day looking into the future for some solution to the present. It also means that on a very basic material level, the way we have been acculturated to be constant consumers, wanting more shows, more music, more channels, a bigger room, right? It's that natural impulse to move from a moment of discomfort to an attitude of longing for something more to fix it. So the practice is just notice. Notice how much you go from being in the moment that you're in, enjoying or fully experiencing the moment you're in, into filling it with activities of wanting. The next one I mentioned was having. And yes, no matter what we have, I'd say we can all declutter, right? I just did bunny ears. Declutter. We can have less. We can clean up that kitchen, clean up that closet. If you have a drawer or a box full of junk that you haven't looked inside in years, dump it out right into the trash. And if you can't do that, okay, so you go in there and you're allowed to take out 5 things that are absolutely invaluable and irreplaceable and put them somewhere special. The rest of it is in the trash. You don't need a tiny birthday candle. You're not even going to use it when you need it. You're going to go buy a new one. You don't need a toothpick that's 5 years old and covered in mold. You don't need old pieces of tape and batteries that you don't even know if they are still working. You recycle those batteries properly and clean that crap out. And this goes with your clothes, your books. Have less. This takes us to doing less. And that means, yes, actually cultivate the experience of accomplishing less in a day. Get over the discomfort of feeling unworthy because you haven't done more, and get used to being more selective, intentional, meaningful, and let there be a space around the important things that you do. And finally, the last thing we're going to consider before we say goodbye, believe it or not, I'm going to say we need to consider being less as well. You know, in the 80s and 90s, everyone was into don't be a human doing, you got to be a human being, you know, that kind of thing. But we just shifted the gear from external activities to wanting to be our best self, living our best life, as if somehow it's justified to judge the moment you're in as not good enough. I don't think that's really the way to go. Now, I'm not saying we can't aspire. I'm not saying we shouldn't be inspired. But let who you are arise from your spaciousness, from your stillness, and from a consciousness that loves and accepts who you are, what you do, and what you have exactly as it is. And so in closing, I will tell you, the fastest way to reduce the stress and pain in your life is to reduce the distance between what you have and what you want. Because the closer they come together, the less time you spend wanting, having, doing, and trying to be something that maybe you're not, or maybe it's not even clear if it's authentic. So there you go. Thank you for your time today. I hope this was helpful. I think it was helpful for me anyway. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube.